This video is for a spouse visa application. You can do this yourself as a dry run. It's recommended that you do this before you do the actual one. So use a different email address than what you're actually going to use for your spouse visa application, because then you can go through all the questions and you know, do a dry run. I figured I'd do this video. I don't know if it's legal or not. I hope it's fine. I'm going to be putting in fake names and fake situations and everything so that we can see the maximum amount of information in the application. For example, if you don't choose kids, then you won't see the options for you've got kids, basically. So take this as you will. Don't take this as the right way to do it. This is just one way to do it. It obviously depends on your circumstances as to what you put in the application, but I'm just hoping that this dry run and this video will help someone in the future. This is 2024, so the application process will probably change. And I apologize for the audio, because this is the mic I've got. I'm sorry about the echo, but that's all I have. So let's resume the application. Let's put in the password, which you can't see obviously. Let's just make sure. Yes, you can't see it. Okay. Right, so then next you provide the telephone number 077. This is a fake number for whilst use in the UK, for whilst use outside the UK. So obviously if you're applying from like a country outside the UK, your number will be different, but you don't put the country code in here if I remember correctly. You just put the numbers in. Further on I will be using the country that I used for my wife, mainly because it's outside of the EU, so this will apply to a lot more people than people in the EU. So let's carry on. So select with this home mobile. Let's go with mobile because it is. Save and continue. Do you have any other telephone numbers? Let's just say no. Right. I can be contacted by telephone, calls and text messages, or you can choose one of the other ones. Now your name, so we'll go with Joe Blogs. That's the guy that we're gonna go with. And family surname, let's go with Doe, like John Doe. Okay, so this would be the applicant. So the applicant is a person who's applying to come to the UK. So for my case, it would have been my wife, so it would be in her name here. Or for you, you might be the female, or and then your husband would be coming to the UK. So the applicant's name goes here. Let's continue. Any other names? Yes. Let's just go yes. Other family names, let's go for James Bond. You know, just so you can see these options. In addition to other names provided, have you been known by any other name? Yes. Let's go stupid, idiot. Okay. In addition to names provided, have been known by any other name. Well, we've already done that one, so let's go no. What's your sex? Let's go with male because we called him Joe Blogs. What's your relationship status? You'll be married because this is the spouse visa. Address, let's go 1 High Street, London. No, actually, let's go for Lagos, because we're gonna do Nigeria. Postal code 12345. Country Nigeria. Like I said earlier, this is outside the EU, so this will apply to a lot more people. We may use this address to contact you. Just press yes. How long have you lived at this address? Now, if you go anything below years, let's go 1. Rent it, because that must mean you got to provide another address. So you must provide the address that you've lived at in the past 2 years. Is this a UK address? No, it would not be. So let's go for 1. Let's go for 2 High Street, Lagos, Nigeria. Postcode. This is just so you can see the options, basically. When did you start living at this address? Let's go with 01/2020. When did you stop living at this address? So 01/2023, because the other one said 1 year, so this should cover that period. Other addresses in the past 2 years? Nope. Do you have a valid ID card? We'll go yes. Identity card number, so we just put some random numbers in. Nigeria government. Enter the date, issue date, let's go 30th 04 2020. Expiry date, let's go for 30/04 2028. Let's do that. So this is optional. I know it's optional because we didn't include this for my wife's visa, so it is optional. The thing is, you can use your passport as your ID, so this is optional. If you got one, yeah, put it in. If you haven't, don't. It's fine. Right, so your country of nationality, it's going to be Nigeria. Country birth, Nigeria. Again, place of birth, let's go with Lagos. Date of birth, let's go for 20th of the 4th 1988. Okay. Right, your passport, can you provide a valid passport? Yes, you've got to provide it. There we go. Let's go with 20th of 9/2022 1909 2032. So 10-year passport, basically. Right, next. Do you currently hold or have you ever held any other nationality citizenship? Well, let's go with yes, because we can use the other options. Let's choose, I don't know, Russian. Date held from 04/20 1989 to 02 10 2016. Let's go with that and still hold it. Oh yeah, did this wrong. So 20, still that 04. That's it. Let's go. Enter country's nationality. Right, okay, so let's go. What's wrong now? You cannot enter date held to. And select I still hold. Okay, so we'll take this out because we want to see what that does. Your passport. Do you have a valid passport? Let's go with no, because the likelihood of you having that passport as well. Do you have a national ID card? Let's go with no again. It's probably just going to ask some things. Do you currently or do have ever had any other nationality? So we go no, because we've already done one. Right. Planned travel information. So it's recommended you do 3 weeks from your biometrics date. So if your biometrics date was, let's say, today, 14th of August, so we would go 4th of September. So 04, 09, 2024. And the reason for this is if you put, like, say 2 months in advance, for example, and you got your visa approved like within a month, say you on priority, for example, you got it approved within a month or 6 weeks, and the date was like October and it was approved, let's call it middle of September, you cannot travel until that date. So it's recommended to put 3 weeks after your biometrics for this date. So that's what we've done here. What languages do you speak? Nigerian. Let's go with that. And then let's add the Russian, because we were Russian as well. So, and English, because we need that. Spoken. We may have to talk to you about your application, which language we prefer to use. Let's go with English. Are you exempt from English language requirement? Well, no, because we want this to give us the options. The minimum is A1 English, but A1 is the same as B1. It's just that B1 is longer. So if you're confident you can do A1 no problem, I'd recommend you do B1, because that means then you can use it for this initial spouse visa and you can also use it for the next one in 2.5 years. So, and it'll save you some money as well, so you don't need to do it twice. Do you have a degree that was taught in English? Nope. Have you passed an English language test? We're going to go yes. And did the test assess your speaking and listening skills, which is what the test does. And A1 or higher, yes it was. Let's go certified, because really you need to provide the certificate in the application, so certified is the best option. Children, right. I haven't been through this, but we will say we have children. Right, about your dependent. You should use your dependent's passport if they have one to complete this section. Okay, what is this person's relationship to you? This is the applicant, so let's go with daughter. Given names: Jane Doe. Date of birth, 20th of the 1st, 2014. Let's go with that. Does this person currently live with you? Is this person travelling to UK with you? Yes. Country of nationality: Nigeria. Passport number. There we go. Save. Other children, let's go with no, because it's probably going to be much of the same, so we'll just go with that. Give details about two of your parents. Now, you don't have to give them both. You can give like mother twice or father twice. For me, with my wife, her father has passed away, so we just gave the mother details, and we did it twice. So mother is Jane Vlogs Doe. That's what we go with. And the date of birth is 2009. Let's go with 1974. Country of nationality: Nigeria. Have they always been the same nationality? Let's just go with that. Yes, because it'll be the same as the other thing, asking you questions about other nationality. Right, give details about another parent. Let's go with the same again. I can't remember the date of birth. 20th 09 1974. I think that's what it was. Nigeria again. Let's go yes. Do you know where you'll be staying in the UK? UK postcode and W27JP. Let's go with that. Find the address. Let's try a different one. 7JJ. This is just random. I just picked this up. Right, 4 Horseshoe Close, London. That'll do us. Details. Is this the home of a family member, friend, or another person you know? Yes. Let's go with Jane Doe, and that is their relationship to you is wife. Okay, 44. There we go. Fake number again. Other places you will stay while in the UK. Will you be living anywhere else? Well, let's select no, because this should be simple anyway if you have got other places, but the likelihood of this is slim anyway, so we won't go through that. UK travel history. Have you been to the UK past 10 years? We're going to say no here, because all it's going to do is ask when you came and when you left and things like that, and we're going to assume you've never been here because you're in a country outside of the EU, and getting a visit visa can be difficult, so we'll just go with no here. Have you been issued with a UK visa in the past 10 years? Nope. But if you did, then you can fill that in. Travel to Australia, Canada, New Zealand, European. Okay, how many times have you visited the following places? We're going to put 0. If you have it, it should be self-explanatory to answer those questions. You know, it'll ask you when and where. Right, world travellers, have you been to other countries? Let's go no, because the likelihood to someone like in Nigeria, for example, would have gone somewhere else is quite slim, so we're going no. For either UK or any other country, have you been refused a visa? This is going to be obvious as well. So if you've been refused a visa, you need to provide that information. Or if you've been deported, or like you've stayed too long in another country, you need to put that. Just because you've been refused or you've overstayed, and that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be refused the visa. But you still need to declare it because they need to know. So we'll go with no. Breach of UK immigration law. That's if you've been a naughty boy or girl, obviously. Woman, man, whatever you want to call yourself. Let's go with no. That'd be self-explanatory as well. You know, if you choose yes, you tell them what you need to, and continue. Have you got any convictions, penalties? Have you been arrested? You need to tell them this. Again, this doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be refused. It depends on what the conviction or whatever it was for. So we'll go no on this. War crimes. Ooh, this is a big one now. So war crimes, we're going with no again. And you've read the guidance just to make sure. Save. Ooh, terrorist. No, we can't say yes on this one. Let's go no in all of these. And I've read the thing. It just means you got to click this and check. You know that you don't have to. That get there in a minute. It just, the tick is just to say you've clicked that and read it, which if you know you're not a terrorist and never been involved in any of that, you don't really need to read it, do you? Right, extremist organisations, another thing again. They have to check this, and the thing is, if you tell them no and you've been involved in something like this, they will find out. Person have you as part of employment or otherwise undertaken paid or unpaid activities on behalf of non-UK government which known to be dangerous? Yeah, just being bad basically again, so we'll just go no on these. Your employment, have you been in any of these organisations, which if you have, you just tick them and then you give them the information, but we're going to go with no. Your current partner, let's go, is called Joe Blogs Doe. No, actually this is Jane, isn't it? Jane Blogs Doe. Let's go 2004. I should have really prepared these dates. I really should, so that I had a list, but never mind. Do they currently live with you? No. Their address, 4 Hogs Lane, London, NW27JJ. Let's go with that. Country UK. There we go. Will he be travelling with you to UK? Would be no, because this is the situation of most people. You be coming to the UK on your own or with a child, whatever the case may be. And then we go save. Not living. Why do you not live with them? Because I live in Nigeria right now, which is quite obvious, but they ask you, have you ever lived with your partner within or without outside the UK? We're going to go with no. Other marriages, I've gone through this, but we're going to select no. This one applies to the applicant because it doesn't say the name of the person in the UK, which we just talked about. So you'd select yes if you've been married before. It'll ask you if you got a divorce certificate, and you can say yes, things like that. But we're going to go with no to make this a bit easier. Have you been previously married? Civil partnership. Well, actually that one's are you currently married, so you obviously got to say yes, because this is a spouse visa. Sorry, I got that bit wrong. So yes, you'll be currently married. Have you been previously married? We'll say no, but if you have, you just got to provide a divorce certificate for that. Right, name of other former partner. I'm not sure why it's doing that. Okay, we'll go with John Blogs. Date, let's go with 20th of 2006. Let's go with 16. That'll do us. Okay. Country of nationality. There we go. Right, save. Other former partner details. Let's go with no. It'd be much of the same. Your sponsor is Jane Blogs. Okay, so your sponsor should have British passport, settled in the UK status, so be a citizen, or has refugee status, etc. You can see what it says anyway. So we put yes. What is your relationship to Jane Blogs? So you are her husband, and does Jane Blogs have any Home Office reference numbers? We'll go with no, because I don't think anyone will have that. You might not, but let's go with no. National insurance number, let's go with GJ 45 32 17C. That'll do. Save. Email address Jane at blogs.com. 234. There we go. Save. Yes. Passport number. Let's just put in that and change it to 2 so it's different. Let's go for British. Just put British passport. It'll say where it was issued on the page where your picture is on the passport. Issue date, let's go with 30/03/2020 and 30/03/2030. I can provide this passport, which you'll need to do. Have you met? Yes. When did you meet? Let's go with 01 2024. When did your relationship begin? 01 2024. Let's do that. Save. Meeting. How often do you usually meet? Now, you might have just met once, or you might have met several times, but we're just going to go with once on this to make it simple. Enter the date. Let's go with 02/02 2024. So you've met early this year. So yeah. What language does Jane Blogstow speak fluently? English. Let's just go with English. Language you and Jane Blogs communicate in English. Of course, if it's a different language, then you obviously put that. When did you marry or enter civil partnership? Let's go with 30th of the 1st 2024. Now, it doesn't matter how long you've been together or how long you're married, it doesn't matter. There's no fixed time, so I mean, this is short because, as I said, you met beginning of January, you married end of January, last seen beginning of February. But these are just dates. Obviously your dates will differ. So where did you marry? Let's go for Lagos, Nigeria. It was civil wedding. You can put more details. You got up to 500 characters. You can say, like, we went to the registry office or the local council offices where legal marriages are done. Did you both attend? Yes. Was it arranged marriage? No. Are you related before you became partners? Well, that's likely going to be no. I mean, there's a possibility you might be, but you know, we'll go with no. Has your partner previously been married? We discussed this earlier with the applicant. Of course, if you were married before, then you have to provide the details, but we're going to put no because we've already seen that. Do they have children? We could say yes here and add a child, but it's pretty much similar to the applicant on the other side, so we're going to go with no. Do you have any shared financial responsibilities? Well, at the moment, you as the applicant, which would be the guy, you're not living with this person, so obviously you're not going to have financial responsibilities. So no. Where you're going to live? This one, because we've already done that one. Do they own the property? Let's go with yes, because you can put yes or no. If it's renting, put no, obviously. How many bedrooms? Let's go with 3. How many other rooms in the property? Don't include kitchens and bathrooms and toilets. So basically reception rooms, living rooms, and then the other rooms you got like a dining room or something like that. So we'll go with 2. So we'll say we got a lounge and a dining room, for example. Right, so does anyone else live there? Well, if someone else lives there, you have to state this, but we're going to go no. It's pretty self-explanatory doing that. So save. check your answers. This is kind of the end. Well, it's not the end, it's the end before you start talking about your money, because this is the main things about you and your partner. If you've got kids, your parents, the applicant's parents, not the sponsor's parents. And that's all the answers we've done so far. And the next section is going to be finances, and we're going to go through that. So continue. Right, now they do ask here whether you're on benefits or not. Now there's all these benefits listed here. If you're on any of these benefits, then you can apply by what's called the exemption route. What that means is you don't have to meet the financial requirements. I think the current requirements for people who are employed, you have to earn 29,000, or it might be 34,000 a year before tax, and well, that's how you meet the financial requirements. But if you have one of these benefits, you don't have to meet that. You have to meet adequate maintenance, which is it's based on income support rates per couple, or maybe universal credit rates per couple. It's based on that, which currently it's, I think it's £142 per week. So you need to prove that after your rent or mortgage payment and your council tax payment, you have 142 per week to live on between you and your partner. Of course, if you've got children, it's a further, I think it's 86 or 88 pounds per week. I'm not sure, but yeah, that so we'll go with both, because then we can see the options. So let's go with personal independence payment, and it gives you options of let's go with 01/01/2016. Reference number, let's go GJ 234312B. That'll do. That's national insurance number. Amount, let's go 700. Actually, how much they've been paid? 12 months. So let's go with so 700 per month. Let's get a calculator. 700 times 12 equals 8,400. Okay, so 8,400 here. Documents you provide, official documents and bank statement. Anytime during 12 months period, it says. So you can provide one bank statement from 1 month in the 12-month period. But it's suggested you do 6 months. I mean, you don't necessarily need 6 months, but if you provide 6 months bank statements, you're definitely covered. And it doesn't hurt to provide more than you actually need to provide. It's better to provide more information than not enough. So let's go next. Something's wrong. 12 characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's go 1. It's 12. Let's do that. See if that works. Right, public funds. Does Jane Blow do they receive public funds? Gonna go with no, but if you're on personal independence payment, you might also be on employment and support allowance, or income support, or something like that. You just have to give the information for that, but we're gonna go with no. Do you have any other income? Well, you could have some money from family or friends. Like if you got a kid, you might get child maintenance from a previous partner or something. That's what you put here, but we're going to go with no. Are they employed? They employed, including full and part-time work. Now, if you're on disability living allowance or personal independence payment, you can claim that and you can be in full-time work. So, but meeting the financial, if you're on personal independence payment, meeting the financial requirements for adequate maintenance, it's best to do it through that, because that's the easiest route. Even if you are employed full-time as well, I just do it like that, because then you don't have to include employment letters and things like that. But here we're going to say we're employed, so employed and personal independence payment. It won't matter whether we choose personal independence payment or employment. I'm just choosing these options so we get all the options for people who are employed and people who are on benefit. So we'll save that. Job title, dog's body, annual earnings 20,000, company organisation, Dogs Trust. Is this a UK address? Yes. NP27HH. Let's go with that. No, actually, let's go with JP, because that gave some. Let's try it like that. Now, enter address. Let's go. Dogs Trust, NP27JP. Yeah, that'll do. 0121. Let's try that. Let's go for 2011. Let's go with 18. That'll do. Right, so any other employment, we'll just put no. But obviously if you've got a couple of jobs, you add that. This is for the sponsor, so we'll put no here, because this is like saying no if you got a job offer. But if you have, then obviously you put yes and give the details. How much you spend on living costs each month. Now this is an average, so let's go with 500. It is, you just gotta, you know, work out roughly what you spend like on your bills, food, travel, mobile phone, like it says there, you know. Then you save that. Add further details. No further details needed. Or you can write in here further details on the cover letter, because you want to include the cover letter to explain things that you can't explain on this application thing, like how you meet the financial requirements, which is not so much essential for if you're just employed, but it is essential if you are on benefits. So you say you pay X amount for your rent or mortgage per week and X amount for your council tax, and then you're left with X amount, which means you meet the financial requirements per week. So there's that. Right, so we've gone through the finance now. Check your answers, which is all this for this section we just did. Mandatory documents. So you need the passport for the applicant. You do need the passport for the sponsor as well. Copy of the bio date page of the passport. Now with the passport, include all pages, because then you're covered. We don't know if it's essential. Some people say it is, some people say it isn't. But if you scan all pages, then it's better. So we'll take that language test certificate. That is your A1 or B1, so you need that. Proof of your proof of relationship and your marriage. Now, proof of relationship is a document you create. You put things on there like photos of when you visited each other, photos when you got married, general photos, you know, of the pair of you, like in a family situation, having dinner or something like that. Also, you need to include chat logs, like from Messenger. You need a minimum of 1 per month. They don't have to have dates on the screenshots, and you can. It's good to write underneath them, like this is from 2nd of April 2024, and then just do 1 per month. But you can also include stuff like finances, like if you sent your partner money, you know, like for food or whatever, like Western Union transactions, include them. Now, if you're doing screenshots, I suggest using something like Microsoft Office, PowerPoint, or equivalent program, because that's one of the easiest ones to put the pictures in. The way I did it was the applicant, it needs to come from the applicant's phone, but if it's not possible and you have to get it from the sponsor's phone, for example, or computer, then just say that in the cover letter. But it's better coming from the applicant's phone, because then it shows it's come from their side. If you're doing like with the PowerPoint and it's an A4, you can squeeze in like 8 screenshots per A4 sheet. What you do is you load the picture in, it'll be big, you shrink it down, and you can fit like 8 per A4 sheet, plus have some room underneath to write under each one. So I suggest doing that. The other thing as well is this doesn't quite apply now, but it's a bit of a guide. They would say that if you took the documents to biometrics for them to scan, that they scan the first 10 pages and the rest of them they won't scan. If you're providing the documents online beforehand, apart from the essential documents you need to take to the biometrics, then stick to 10 pages. Put the most important stuff in the first 10 pages. If you want to include more than 10, include more than 10. But make sure the most important stuff is in the first 10 pages, because that's all they tend to include. Or, if possible, just put everything in 10 pages or less. So we'll take that one. Then bank statements from any time during the 12-month period date of the application showing Jane Blogsto's personal independence payment. So basically it just shows the money coming in. You do need, if you're on personal independence payment or DLA, you need a letter of entitlement showing the points you got to get the rate you got and what rate you got, whether it was standard rate, enhanced rate. It needs to be written on there, and the date it started and the date it's going to end, if there's an end date. Now, you don't have to actually have the amounts per week on the letter. That's not essential. If it's there, it's there. If it's not, it's not. The most important thing on that sort of letter is you have the points and it tells you the rate you're on, standard, enhanced, whatever. What is this one? Evidence showing Jane Doe Blog's right to be in the UK, such as passport. Yeah, basically the sponsor's passport. Scan the whole thing, but also I would put separately just the pages where you got stamps from your visit. So when you visited your partner, for example, in their country, you'd have stamps in your passport. So put that as a separate document. I don't know if it's necessary to do it like that, but it doesn't hurt. You can upload as many documents as you want. There is a file limit of 5 megabytes, something like that, But if your PDFs are bigger than that, you can either split them or you can shrink them. There's a website called I Love PDFs, which is free. You upload your PDF, tell it whether you want to split, merge, whatever, or make it smaller, and it will do it for you. What's this one? Official documents, departments, work and pensions for the personal independence payment. They've already talked about that. That one's basically the bank statement showing the money coming in, and this one is showing you entitled to the benefit. Right, I think this is it. So you save and continue then, and this is basically saying your declaration that you say everything is correct, you've not lied or anything like that, and then you save and continue. Declaration again, accept. Now this is to check your answers. You can continue. Fee waiver, did you have a fee waiver? That's a different story, but we'll put no. Now basically what happens here is you go to the IHS website. That's where you pay the IHS fee, which I think it's 1,080 per year, and you have to pay 3 years for the spouse visa, so it's like 3,000 odd pounds. I won't go into fees or anything like that because that's a different story. After this is done, you'll be back to the Gov website, then you will be redirected to another website, and this other website is where you book your biometrics, and you choose priority if you want to pay extra money to fast track your application. Priority is usually done within 30 working days or 6 weeks, so, and it's £500 to do the priority thing, so it's up to you whether you want to do that. I think for standard application it's 6 months, so I think it's 6 months anyway, so it's much longer. So if you don't want to pay the 500, you can go the long way. For uploading, you do the uploading on the biometric site, but you've got to book your appointment before you can do the uploading. So you book your appointment, make sure you pay close attention to any red writing when you're on the appointment booking page. It gives you options to choose what type of appointment you want, and then after that you get to upload the documents. Now there's a drop down, and let me just backtrack a bit. So after you've gone through the IHS bit and you come back to the Gov site, there's a bit that says you can download the document checklist. You want to download that. I'm not sure if you get an email or on the Gov site you get the option to download your visa application form, which is basically what you've just done. Download that as well, because when you get to upload, there's a drop down and it says VAF, which means visa application form. Now I don't know if you have to upload it here, but as you have it downloaded you might as well upload it. You can upload everything else, and make sure you upload everything, because there's a button after you've uploaded everything. You press to continue. Now on the next page is a submit button. Do not click that submit button unless you've uploaded every single document you need to. As for biometrics appointment, the applicant needs to take their passport with them. They also have an email which is telling you when the appointment is, and in the email it will tell you to print that email, which you have to print. You also have to print the document checklist, and don't fill it in advance. You fill it in when you're at the appointment. It's got tick boxes and a signature thing, so you fill that in at the appointment. The other thing is if you included your ID card, then you have to take that as well. So that's the only documents you should need at the biometrics. All the other documents should be uploaded in advance, just after you booked your biometrics and before the actual biometrics day. Well, that's the end of the video now. I hope this helped people. If you have any questions, there's a Facebook group that you can go to which is called I Love My Foreign Spouse, Defend Rights Across Borders. You can go there. People there are very helpful, and they will help you answer any questions you have about documents or application or anything like that. Very helpful group, so do go over there if you have any questions. I mean, you could comment on this video as well if you want, but you're better off going to the Facebook group because there's a lot more people there who can help you. Now, you can do this application through a solicitor if you wish, but you obviously got to pay the solicitor, and your solicitor will tell you what documents are needed, and you have to give him all the information for all the questions anyway. So why do that and pay a solicitor when you can do it yourself and you can get help from a Facebook group? If you do decide to do it yourself, unless you're 100% on each question, if you're not sure, like if you're 99% sure, whatever, just ask, because the worst thing you can do is just assume things and then they might refuse your application. Okay, well that's it. I hope this helps some people.